going on, guys? Blood Moon Bobby here, and I've been away for about a week, mainly because school has started, and so it's been kind of tricky to post videos. So far, I'm still looking for a sort of internship, which I'm gonna have to do this coming semester. As for when I can get videos out, obviously I'm not going to be able to work on videos daily anymore, or I'm mainly going to be focusing on making videos on the weekends now, so I'll be making videos Thursdays, Fridays, every other Saturday. I might be able to do Tuesdays, but we'll have to see. Since Tuesdays I don't have class, but things might come. Life might come, and I might be away from making videos on those days, but we'll have to wait and see. I'll let you guys know on my Twitter. And so, as you saw in the really cool intro, I honestly really don't like the smell of tomatoes, even though I like pasta. The first Amazon Go market has opened in downtown Seattle, and I'll give you a quick run through in case you don't know how these markets work. It's basically a market where there's no cashier. You basically scan your phone, get what you need, and then walk out. And so basically it's Amazon's supermarket of the future, and I honestly think it is a pretty cool concept, at least in terms of the idea of just scanning your phone to get in, just grabbing what you need and getting out. It sounds like a really cool way to do quick, run in the shop, get what you need, and leave. So, getting into some of the qualms people have, and even I have more questions for myself. I'm one of those people, even if I like something, I always want to know from other sources if there are things that we should know that might be detrimental. And so far, there aren't too many detrimental things to say about Amazon Go. I would honestly love to actually go up to Seattle with my camera and film this new place, but obviously, I can't do that. And so, the funny thing is, the first day the Amazon Go market opened to the public, it's been open to Amazon employees for a while, but it's never been open to, the general public, is that there were two CNBC journalists who went into Amazon Go, and they got this yogurt. And the thing is, the way Amazon Go works is when you take something off the shelf, it'll be added to your Amazon app's shopping cart, and when you put it back, it's taken off the cart. Amazon itself didn't say too many things about how this all works, other than it uses a lot of machine learning and cameras. But anyway, so two CNBC journalists, they actually got this yogurt, but it didn't add itself to the cart list, so I guess you could call it shoplifting. But they fessed up to Amazon Go, and their VP, he basically said, don't worry about it. This is a very rare occurrence, which is weird since this was the first day it was open to the public, and they already had a sort of, not an intentional shoplifting problem, but the fact is they purchased, these CNBC journalists, they got the yogurt, but it didn't add itself to the cart. So I'm guessing that's why, for now, Amazon says that this store in Seattle is the only one that's going to be their focus, since obviously if they rolled out these stores nationwide and they had about a dozen of these incidents, then they would be in really big trouble. So it sounds like that's going to be the thing they're going to have to resolve. And even the idea, as much as I think the idea of the market with no cashiers is a cool idea, admittedly, the fact that, the app adds your items into your Amazon app shopping cart, we still don't really live in a world where we can really rely on Wi-Fi and cellular. Even very recently, I've had days where my college's Wi-Fi went to shit. There was a day where I couldn't access it at all, and I didn't have data because I use TracFone, and for whatever reason, they don't have an unlimited data plan, so not exactly at that point where we can really rely. I'm just thinking, what if you scan your phone, you go inside, and then Wi-Fi doesn't work, how are you going to add items to your list? How does, because if you add items to the list, you don't want to walk out, and it's another case of shoplifting. Obviously you're going to want to spend, you are going to want to pay for that, Mm-hmm. The other thing, too, it's not that there's another thing, but for the guys wondering out there, why would, Amazon want to make a market like this where there's no cashiers? Interestingly, Manoj Thomas, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing his name incorrectly, the professor of marketing at Cornell University, basically said, by using this sort of abstract form of payment, customers will want to spend more, and when they're not, because there's no line for the cashier, it's not going to make customers question, do I really want to spend my money on this? I kind of already have a couple bunches of carrots at home, so I think I'll read you the quote from Thomas here. Based on data, we know that when people use any abstract form of payment, they spend more, and the type of products they choose changes too. So, not that, people are going to want to, go in there and spend even more than they do. I'm sure people, when they do walk into these Amazon Go stores, when they have everything they need and they put them in those Amazon Go shopping bags, they will look at their bag before walking out and question, do I really need this? But, yeah, I could definitely see where, Thomas is coming from. And for me, the idea of a future without paper cash is, for lack of a better word, interesting, mainly because up until now, because I'm one of those guys who's fine using Android and Apple Pay whenever I go shopping, and you're having to use a debit card even for the smaller sort of things. But it does make me question, what about for people who do need to use paper cash? Obviously right now paper cash isn't going anywhere, but it does make me question if, let's say there's a day where I want to save some money on my debit card and I want to use paper cash, but I obviously at this Amazon Go store you can't do that because it's tied to your Amazon account and you make purchases using the credit card you have on file. So we're not quite in that future yet, but I still think that paper form of currency is still a thing. I know we can get into the whole, what about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, but that's really stuff that's going to be really down the line. So the other thing, I almost forgot to mention this, is I noticed that a lot of people are saying, oh, this is the death of 9 to 5 jobs, which I still think, at least in terms of a big corporation, it's really up to them whether they want to spend a ton of money to get a robot like those LG Chloe robots that I talked about during CES, or if they rather put that money to paying their workers a monthly or weekly salary. So I honestly think we have to wait and see, because I think the idea of robots replacing us, that's more of a big business idea than a smaller business like at a doctor's office, unless the doctor makes 6 figures off his job, obviously. But overall, though, I definitely would try the Amazon Go store if they open some more locations. Probably not right now. Maybe in the intro, I jokingly said it takes place in November 2019 in Los Angeles. Do you get the sci-fi reference? But I do think that the Amazon Go store, if it works out well, this could actually be a college student's dream, just, running in there, you're quickly getting your weekly groceries and running out. I should also mention there are people who do, physical people who do work in these Amazon Go stores, people that help the customers out. There's obviously chefs working there, preparing food. And when you do go in to buy liquor, there is somebody there that checks your ID before you can make your purchase. So you can't just be like little Timmy taking your mom's cell phone and buying, 3 bottles of Jack Daniels. So But overall, I definitely think the Amazon Go store, it's definitely an interesting concept for now. Obviously, it's not going to be a really big new thing for Amazon just yet. You know, they got to try this out in a couple more locations, or even just see how, in the span of, let's say, 6 months to a year, how well this new Amazon Go store will work out. So, alright guys, this has been Blood Moon Bobby. From now on, I'm actually gonna have my email in the description, so if you have any ideas for news stories I can talk about, please feel free to let me know using the email in the description. So alright guys, I will see you guys later. Hey guys, this has been a Blood Moon Bobby video. Please like this video or dislike it, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.